Welcome to TV 16's Live at 5. I'm John Michael Cronin.
And I'm John Riley Wilson. We have a lot of news ahead of us today, but first, from here in Searcy police arrest a man wanted in connection with the shooting death this morning. Police arrested Kellen Jackson late this afternoon in North Little Rock. Police want to talk to Jackson about a shooting this morning that killed Mahala Hutchins. The shooting occurred at a Searcy apartment complex just off of BB Caps in Sherwood.
Searcy residents outside the St. Charles Apartments called 911 at 9:30 this morning when they heard gunshots outside of their apartment. TV 16 news reporter has an update on that story as it develops. Josh?
These are the apartments where Mahala Hutchins was found shot this morning. Hutchins was taken to the hospital this morning where she was later pronounced dead. There's currently no word if this was an act of domestic violence. However, it is believed that this was a personal attack in this otherwise quiet neighborhood, as neighbors have described it.
Yeah, that's what my landlord said. She said she thinks it was personal, so.
So you didn't know the girl?
No, she lived over there, and I've never seen anybody really over there.
We'll keep you updated here on TV 16 as we learn more of this story. But for now, I'm Joshua Cole-Little. Back to the desk.
Thank you, Josh. Joshua Cole-Little will be with us again later in the newscast here in the studio with more on domestic violence prevention. Keep it here on TV 16 News for that special story. 4 Searcy buildings are recovering from damage caused by a fire this morning. The Searcy Fire Department responded to a call at 1 o'clock this morning, quickly put out the fire and remained on the scene for over 3 hours. Smoke and fire damage was done to Searcy Quality Water on Race Avenue, and 3 nearby businesses also received smoke damage. Searcy Fire Marshal Lisa Coleman says the department does not suspect foul play.
After 12 years of wondering, the family of an Earl man finally has closure. Remains found in Memphis in 2011 have been identified as Crittenden County resident Tommy Lee Newingham. Newingham went missing in 2001. Newingham's remains were identified using a DNA database which helps families locate their missing loved ones. The family provided DNA samples back in August to the state crime lab. The database is the first of its kind in the state of Arkansas. A White County man is wanted for investigation. Kenneth Davis of Judsonia is a person of interest in a Lonoke County theft investigation. Davis is also wanted on a felony warrant for parole investigation. Davis is a 47-year-old, 165 pounds, with brown eyes and brown hair. Anyone with information on Davis's whereabouts should contact the Lonoke County Sheriff's Office.
The Arkansas Health Department is warning families throughout central Arkansas about a rise in whooping cough cases. The Center for Disease Control says that doctors around the country have treated more cases last year alone than in the previous 60 years. Whooping cough is very contagious and can cause very serious illness. Symptoms start like a common cold with runny nose and congestion, but can quickly transition to severe coughing. Doctors recommend people schedule health exams and stay up to date with their pertussis shots. The most vulnerable people include pregnant women, along with the very young and the elderly.
For hunters and fishermen around the state, there is a new commissioner in Arkansas. Governor Beebe has named Texarkana man Ty Patterson as the newest commissioner of the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. Patterson, a graduate of the University of Arkansas, has been an avid hunter in southwestern Arkansas since he was a boy and is a member of the National Wild Turkey Federation and Ducks Unlimited. Patterson will fill in for the remaining 16 months of the term that was vacated when Rick Watkins resigned from the position. The Arkansas House has passed a bill that is signed by Governor Beebe that would allow staff and faculty to carry guns on college campuses. The bill, which was sponsored by Republican Representative Charlie Collins of Fayetteville, was passed Senate earlier today with a 70-11 vote. The bill will now head to the Senate, and Governor Beebe has indicated he will sign the bill if it reaches his desk.
Coming up after the break, find out about the meteor that hit Russia this morning. And a new law in North Carolina may allow qualifying immigrants to get a driver's license. We'll have all that for you and more, but first, let's take a look at your weather with Kelby Zerwanka. Kelby?
Thanks, John Michael. Today you have seen some clear skies and some sunny skies. However, the weather will be cooling down throughout the rest of the night and through the rest of the weekend. I'll have more for you and your weather on the other side of the break.
Hungry?
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Just like the Air Force Thunderbird pilot I flew with, I have to make split-second decisions as a top fuel driver. Hi, I'm Brandon Bernstein, driver for Kenny Bernstein's 2010 Copart Lucas Oil Top Fuel Dragster. To make it in the NHRA, I've had to work hard, stay focused, and make smart decisions along the way. To reach your goals, you need to think straight, stay on track, and give your very best effort in everything you do. Make the right choices today and be ready for the challenges tomorrow. This message brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Healing takes time. It also takes knowledge and expertise. Here we learn to reach out to and care for others through the application of medicine and true compassion. We understand that our mission is to take our training and abilities out into the world where they can and do heal the lives of others. For us, that mission began in a place of faith, learning, and living. Harding University.
Welcome back. Taking a look at your current conditions here in Searcy and Central Arkansas. In Searcy right now, it is 49 degrees with your wind at about 11 miles per hour. It's been a windy day out there. The humidity is sitting right at 41% and your dew point is at 26. Sunset tonight will be at 5:50 p.m. right after this newscast. The last few nights we've had some cotton candy sunsets and it looks like tonight will be no different. Now taking a look at your surface map, as you can see there are some high pressure systems that will be moving across the United States to the east. We've got a little bit of precipitation down here in Louisiana and up north just a little bit in those northeastern states, but not much precipitation overall in the entire United States. Taking a look at your Arkansas state temperature maps. We see some mid-40s up here in northern Arkansas, whereas we got some mid-50s down here in southern Arkansas. And of course, where we're sitting, as I said, in Searcy, it is 49, Little Rock 54. But up here in Mountain Home, you can see some cooler temperatures at 43. Over in West Memphis, it is 50, and Jonesboro, we're sitting at 49 right now. Taking a look at your White County weather map, we've got 47 here in Pangburn, 48 in Bald Knob, up in Bradford and down in Georgetown, 47 in McRae, 50 down in Beebe, and 45 over in Rosebud. Taking a look at tonight's forecast for you, tonight's high will be, will be 32 with your wind at 8 miles per hour. So with your wind chill, it'll be feeling at about 28 degrees tonight. Taking a look at your evening planner, 6 p.m. will be at 44 degrees. 9 p.m. will be dropping down to 36 degrees, and then we will hit that 32 mark at right about midnight. Now taking a look at tomorrow's forecast. We've got 47 as a high tomorrow. We'll have a windy day tomorrow also with the wind at 10 miles per hour throughout the day. In the morning, expect a cool morning with clouds out there. However, the clouds will part as the day goes on and we'll end up with some sunny skies. And as I mentioned before, it will be windy throughout the day, so you might want to grab a windbreaker as you head out the door. Looking at your 5-day forecast now, on Saturday it will be 47. Sunday will spike all the way up to 48. Monday, expect some thunderstorms, but your temperatures will continue to rise to 61. Then Tuesday and Wednesday, it will stay steady at 55 degrees and sunny skies. Now back to the desk with John Riley. John?
Is Chicken Little right? Is the sky actually falling? Not exactly. However, there is a lot of activity over the Earth's atmosphere today. A meteor blazed through the skies over Russia, and an asteroid that was discovered last year by amateur astronomers in Spain also came across the Earth's surface this afternoon. 2 different space rocks in one day, causing folks to keep their eyes on the skies. Martha Shade has more on the out-of-this-world story.
The fireball exploded above the Earth's surface with a flash and boom that shattered glass and damaged buildings, leaving more than 1,000 people hurt, according to state media.
That the Earth's atmosphere acts like concrete, and the thing disintegrates in midair, so-called airburst, and the pressure wave from that, the shock wave, knocked out windows.
Just hours later, in a strange twist of cosmic fate, a hefty asteroid charged past Earth 8 times faster than a speeding bullet. Known as 2012 DA-14, the asteroid is thought to be 45 meters long, about half the length of a football field. NASA says the asteroid flyby and Russian meteor are unrelated.
It's just a cosmic coincidence, and this is the amazing nature of the universe.
Cosmic coincidence, or Superman keeping the space rocks from making impact on our planet's surface? Either way, Bill Nye the Science Guy says the seriousness of these incidents is nothing to throw stones or meteorites at.
Say if the Earth were 15.5 minutes farther along in its orbit, if this asteroid DA-14 were 15.5 minutes closer, there would be an impact, and it would be big enough to destroy a major city.
Even though it came closer to our planet than many orbiting satellites, the closest it ever got to Earth was over 17,000 miles. In Atlanta, I'm Martha Shade reporting.
Most of those hurt as a result of the meteor over Russia are in the Chelyabinsk region. The majority injured are not thought to be serious. About 3,000 buildings had damage, mostly broken glass, as a result of the shock waves caused by the blast. Even though the asteroid has passed, NASA says observatories around the world will continue to monitor the space rock.
The Triumph is on the move. Just hours after it was pulled into Mobile Bay, the incapacitated cruise ship headed in for repairs today. Those thousands of passengers who finally reached dry land are all headed home, more than a week after an engine fire turned their vacation into a nightmare. Reen Marsh is following it all from Mobile, Alabama.
The first buses carrying Triumph passengers arrived back in Galveston, Texas Friday, more than a week after the cruise ship departed on its ill-fated tour. Many are returning home with pictures they never imagined capturing. Camping on the decks, sleeping on the floor, toilets that didn't flush, trash piling up. These are the vacation memories Triumph passengers are trying to forget.
We were just out there, and like I said, now that I realize it, it's like, oh my God, you know, I can't believe that.
While passengers try to move on from the nightmare, the Triumph is moving on to a nearby boatyard for repairs, marking the end of its disastrous voyage. Passengers cheered and waved Thursday night as the disabled boat limped into the port of Mobile. Others hung signs like this one reading, "Sweet Home, Alabama." Celebration after days of unsanitary conditions and power outages. Before passengers disembarked, the CEO of Carnival offered this apology.
We pride ourselves in providing our guests with a great vacation experience, and clearly we failed.
As more than 3,000 passengers made their way off the ship, some vented their frustration.
There are a lot of unhappy people on this ship, a lot of unhappy people because of the conditions.
Others are just relieved the ordeal is over.
After being on that boat for that long and not knowing when or how we were getting back, it was just so good to finally be back.
Well, as those passengers continue to head home on those chartered flights, the investigation into what caused that fire on board continues. Reporting in Mobile, Alabama, I'm Renee Marsh.
President Obama travels to his hometown of Chicago today for an economic speech that is expected to touch on gun violence and weapons control. Dan Lothian has more on why Chicago is a significant place to deliver such a speech.
On the streets of Chicago, another potential crime in progress.
10 shots fired.
It's an all too familiar call. Last year, almost 2,500 shootings in the Windy City. and more than 500 murders. That's the backdrop as the president returns to his backyard to again call for congressional action to curb gun violence.
Gabby Giffords deserves a vote. The families of Newtown deserve a vote. The families of Aurora deserve a vote.
The president wants universal background checks, a ban on some assault weapons, and high-capacity magazines, proposals he defended in Thursday's Google Plus Hangout and online Q&A.
The Second Amendment does not automatically assume that any weapon that's available you can automatically purchase.
Polls show the public appears to be on his side, and with more innocent victims stacking up, like Hydea Pendleton, gunned down in Chicago and remembered during the State of the Union address, this controversial debate isn't fading.
Something's better than nothing, I would say. You know, they need to do something.
But the voices for tighter restrictions, like in this latest TV ad,
we need to stop the wrong guns from getting into the wrong hands,
are being fiercely countered by gun rights groups like the NRA.
And for our Second Amendment freedom, Mr. President, we will stand and fight. We will not be duped by the hypocrisy in the White House or the Congress who would deny our right to semi-automatic technology and the magazines we need to defend ourselves and our families.
The group is launching a full-court press aimed at protecting its Second Amendment rights, even as their defenders argue for the enforcement of existing laws, not the creation of new ones.
I do wish the cheerleading would stop and the prosecutions begin.
LaPierre with the NRA is vowing to stand and fight, accusing the White House of trying to ban every gun, tax every gun sold, and register every gun owner. Dan Lothian, CNN, the White House.
Olympic sprinter Oscar Pistorius arrived at a South African court today for a bail hearing. You can see the carrying Pistorius being mobbed by reporters and photographers there. Pistorius is facing murder charges and the death of his girlfriend, Riva Steenkamp, who was shot dead in his home early Thursday. Police are now saying that the murder was premeditated and that the claims about mistaking her for an intruder are false.
The city of Memphis is bracing for what could be a violent protest by the KKK. Memphis City Mayor A.C. Wharton says the Ku Klux Klan is upset over the city's decision to remove Confederate names from 3 of the city's parks. The Klan has warned police that they will be armed at the protest and there could be up to 1,000 Klan members at the protest. The KKK has yet to release a date for the protest.
The North Carolina Department of Transportation is getting ready to issue qualifying undocumented immigrants a special driver's license. The state is issuing the licenses to those approved under a federal program called the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA. Jonathan Carlson has more on the program.
Come March 25th, illegal immigrants who qualify will be able to drive legally in the Tar Heel State. They'll get
a specially marked license that clearly indicates the expiration date consistent with their deferred action status.
He's referring to those brought to the U.S. illegally as children who qualify under the Federal Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program. It's something the North Carolina Justice Center had been fighting for, saying those who are documented
are clearly legally present in the United States and are clearly eligible for a North Carolina driver's license.
Pastor Carlos Cortez has represented the immigrant community fighting for this.
We just commend our Secretary Tater for taking that step forward and making a decision that probably will not be liked too well amongst many people.
Those opponents say no illegal immigrants should be behind the wheel. For months, illegal immigrants who qualified were shut out of getting state licenses while officials settled a dispute over federal and state laws. No longer.
And now we have Mandy here with us to tell us a little about what we got coming up in sports. I believe the Bisons have a basketball game coming up. Is that right?
Yes, John, that is correct. After the break, we are going to be talking about Bison sports, along with Harding Academy boys basketball games, and that's coming up after the break, so keep it here at TV 16.
Millions of people are affected by disaster in America, and we're right there, providing food. With more than 200 food banks, reaching communities all across America. Donate now for immediate relief and long-term recovery. Every dollar helps provide food for disaster victims. Help now at feedingamerica.org.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Welcome to Fogels.
Beautiful, isn't it?
You expect options everywhere else. Why not with your medical treatment? Talk with your doctor to explore all your options and find what's right for you. Visit ahrq.gov.
Is that thing getting closer? Look how high that thing's going. Look out there, look at the debris.
Give me the camera.
No, just drive, I've got it.
Zoom in, zoom in.
I can't believe this is happening.
Oh, the size of that thing.
It's everywhere.
Are you getting this?
Yeah, I've got it. What was that?
It's the National Guard.
How'd they get here so fast?
I don't know.
Pull over! Pull over!
Do you have what it takes to head into the heart of the storm? Check out NationalGuard.com.
The Harding University Bison's basketball team fell to Henderson State Thursday night. Henderson State junior guard Melvin Haynes helped lead the Reddies to a 70-68-point victory. This is the first time Henderson has won at the Rhodes Fieldhouse since 2007. The Harding University Lady Bisons defeated Henderson State 70-69 in overtime. Junior forward Kristen Seltzer helped the Lady Bisons take the lead by shooting 23 points during the game. With the win, Harding is now tied with Ouachita Baptist University for 4th place in the Great American Conference. The Harding men's tennis team fell to Oklahoma Christian Thursday at the Harding tennis courts. Oklahoma Christian took a victory of 9-0, making it Harding's first loss against them since February 17th of 2011. The women's tennis team was also defeated by OC on Thursday, 7-2. The Harding Academy boys basketball team defeated Riverview Thursday night in Bald Knob. With a 60-34 win, they take a 2-3A district title. This is their 14th consecutive win. Harding Academy will play the first round of the regional tournament this Wednesday. And that's all I have in sports. Keep it here for more after the break.
We can tackle the tough challenges we face and build community through service and volunteering. It's time for you to raise your hand. Go to serve.gov and get involved in something you believe in.
How will you raise your hand when they call your name?
Are you with me?
We weren't born to follow.
I'm lucky. Let me help you with that. I get to do something I love. It has nothing to do with touchdowns or titles. Everybody bring it in. I get to play a part in the life of someone just starting out. How many of you think homework is just as important as teamwork? I help keep kids in school. Good. And that's the name of the game. My name is LaDainian Thomason. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live united.
This week on TV 16, we have a special news segment highlighting organizations and people who are making a big difference in the White County community. TV 16's Joshua Cole Little is with us in the studio to give you this week's Little Helpers. Josh?
Domestic violence, a topic that many feel uncomfortable talking about, and unfortunately, many people, even here in White County, live in a domestic violence situation. and feel that they're stuck with no way out. Well, here in White County, one group is trying to fix that. Kay Candlish, the director of the Hope Cottage, a shelter for women and children who are victims of domestic abuse, is here with us in the studio. Kay, welcome to TV 16. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Thanks for asking me.
Can you tell us a little bit about what Hope Cottage is and what y'all do here in Searcy and White County?
Hope Cottage is, as you have said, the shelter for battered women and their children who are trying to flee abusive situations. Getting out of a violent relationship can often be deadly, and it's not as easy as just walking away. The women who are trying to leave that situation really need a lot of support. That's what we provide there. It's an emergency shelter for people to stay while they're trying to get out of that situation. We provide everything they need: safety, security, food, clothing, shelter, encouragement.
And you've actually had a lot of people come through just in the last year. How many people have been through Hope Cottage already?
In the past 12 months, we had 69 adult women and 45 children.
Wow, that's a lot. And you know, many of these people think that it's just a warehouse that you know you have beds lined up in, but that's not the case, is it?
It's not. It's a beautiful, homey, cozy, comfortable environment. We have a couple of private bedrooms that we use for women with their children. We have one dorm room that has about 5 beds in it. We can squeeze in more if we need to. We would never turn anyone away because we're full.
That's really good. And you know, many people who feel that that they're in these situations, in situations of domestic violence, think they can't get out and that they can't have a better life for themselves. But you've actually seen a lot of people have positive experiences and move on to have a better life. Can you tell us a little bit about some of what you've seen, some of the good things that have come out of Hope Cottage?
The first thing I would say is that sometimes the success story is not very dramatic. It's simply the fact that she stayed alive, or that she and her children did get out of the situation and they're now independent. We do follow our clients if they wish, and if they go into independent living arrangements, we follow them for up to a year, meet with them weekly for up to a year after they leave shelter so that we can continue support and encouragement. We have seen women who came in and had, we've seen women who came in and had nothing, came in with nothing and leave with good jobs. Maybe one of our clients particularly started as a CNA. She went to work in a medical facility outside of the county so she could be safe. They sent her to LPN school and then to RN school, so now she's completely independent and taking care of her own family.
Wow.
Whereas before she was dependent on her abuser and had to keep returning to him.
That's really cool. And you know, a lot of people, they want to be able to get involved in the community more and even maybe help the Hope Cottage. What are some of the ways people can donate to Hope Cottage? What exactly do y'all need, or what are some other ways that you can get involved?
As far as donating, one of the things that I tell people is whatever it takes you to run a household. Right. That's what it takes us many, many times.
And we actually have a list right here of just some of the essentials that people need. You know, plastic forks, hairspray, even like makeup, because it's a lot of these women that are coming through, and even some things like diapers and Benadryl, just very basic home things that these people need and that y'all are providing for them.
Exactly. They often walk through the door with literally nothing. They've had to leave their handbags behind even.
Wow.
So everything that they need just to survive, we provide while they're there. We always need donations of those things. We also need volunteers.
Okay. And if people want to get involved, there's a number that they should call, and I believe we have that here on the screen for you, 501-278-HOPE, or 501-278-4673, or you can visit www.hopecottage.info, not .com, .info. Thank you so much, Kay, for being here with us on TV 16. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Now let's head back to the desk.
Thanks for joining us tonight on TV 16. Watch us anytime, anywhere on the link.harding.edu.
From all of us here tonight, have a great night. Have a great night.
Absolutely.